So now we want to talk about the relationship between elasticity and total revenue. First, let's review what total revenue is. Total revenue is, abbreviated here TR, is equal to price times quantity, or P times Q. Now, what we will find is that there are two different effects at work here. Total revenue can change, become bigger or smaller, because number one, either the price increases or decreases, or the quantity increases or decreases. So when the change in price carries a greater impact than the change in the quantity, it causes total revenue to change in the same direction as the price. We say that the price effect dominates. When the change in quantity affects total revenue more than the change in the price, then we say the quantity effect dominates. So let's look down here again at the familiar range we were earlier, between a price of $1 and $2. So I've already kind of checked the area off here, where at a price of $1, this area in blue, this rectangle, is the price of $1 times the quantity of 800 altogether. That gives us, or represents, that total revenue at $1. There we go. This big rectangle, long skinny rectangle. When we increase the price to $2, we are now going to get $1 more for every unit that we sell, but we aren't going to sell as many units. We're only going to sell 700 units rather than 800. So our new area of total revenue is this price measured along the y-axis here, up to $2, times the quantity measured along the x-axis. So it's all of this area that I'm now kind of shading in green. Okay? So now if we compare those two, what we lost when we raised the price from $1 to $2 is this area that I'm now shading in dark blue, this little square down here. So when we raised the price, we lost the sale, or the 100 in quantity, from our total revenue picture, but what we added was all of this block up here, because we're going to sell the remaining 700 units at $2 rather than $1. And I think you will agree, if you compare the size of those two areas, this area in green is larger than this area in blue. And since this area in green was the result of selling those 700 units for $1 more, or measured along the y-axis here, that's the price effect. That's the price effect of raising the price $1. We sell all those units for $1 more than we used to. And the quantity effect is that we lost 100 units. Instead of selling 800, we only sell 700. So again, in the inelastic range, this will always be true. Picture the paperclip, right? The paperclip is not elastic, and so the total revenue follows or goes in the same direction as the price change. When the price goes up, total revenue goes up. When price goes down, total revenue goes down. And that's what's always true down here in our inelastic range. Now I'm going to clean this up, and then we'll see what it looks like in the elastic range. So up in the elastic range, if I go to a price of $7, I'm going to sell 200 units. So 200 units at $7 a piece would be the area of this blue rectangle I've outlined here. If I raise the price $1, just like I raised the price $1 below, from $1 to $2, my total revenue is going to change to be this green rectangle. I do get $1 more for every unit I sell, but now I'm only going to sell 100 units compared to 200. So you can compare this long skinny box at $8 for total revenue versus this larger blue box for $7. And I think you'll agree that this larger box is here at blue. And so if I were to shade the effects here, now I'm losing all of this, right? A higher price causes total revenue to fall by this larger blue box and to increase in size by just the size of this darker shaded green area above. Clearly, now the quantity effect, the fact that we sell 100 less at $8 than at 7, means that now the quantity effect is dominant, and that is always true up in the elastic range. The quantity effect dominates. So when we increase the price, as we just see here, total revenue is going to decrease, and if the price had been lowered, total revenue would have actually increased. Now total revenue changes in the opposite direction of our price change, since the quantity effect takes over and dominates. And so this is a good way to understand or see how total revenue changes differently at different points along our demand curve, depending whether we are in the elastic or inelastic range between the two prices.